So we have opportunities to meet with the Chief Minister, with the civil contingencies people, with His Excellency the Governor, and of course Her Worship the Mayor, where we are this morning. And this will be really discussing what St John is doing across the global context of its work, how we can bring leverage from the various parts of St John across the world to the efforts in Gibraltar, and that could be intellectual property, it could be training, it could be a whole range of opportunities, and also to understand what the needs of the local Gibraltar community are, where St John might be able to provide even more help than it does now. So these are living and breathing conversations without a specific agenda necessarily, but understanding how we might be able to help a bit more in this local community, not only from the resources that exist within St John, Gibraltar, but also that we can bring from other parts of the world.
Are there any particular opportunities that you think would be very well suited to the Rock that you'd like to look at more closely while you're here?
I think building community resilience is a very important one. St John provides an ambulance transfer service here, but also there's first aid training, first aid event services. I think everyone's responsibility in any community is to learn some first aid, to be able to learn some CPR, to learn how to use an automatic defibrillator, learn how to stop breathing, stop bleeding, encourage people to breathe, fix choking, etc. So some basic first aid. And I think anyone who is in any community should have that basic skill. I have a self-interest. When I collapse somewhere, I want someone within 60 or 90 seconds of me to be able to get on their knees and do CPR, for example, access a defibrillator, be able to call an ambulance to provide that urgent care. So many in the communities don't have that, and people sadly can die because of the want of that immediate first aid.
Looking forward for St John and its future, what are the main challenges you think it's going to face, and how do you intend to combat those?
Well, I think there's a few things probably. I do wonder about the spirit of volunteerism, about whether that is at the front of people's minds, and I think it becomes difficult with cost of living crisis and difficulty in getting into homes, being able to buy a home or rent a home and so on. People think about extra time they might have, they might take a second job rather than volunteer. And whether it's a spirit of community anyway, the spirit of volunteerism, I see that waxing and waning a bit in different communities across the world. So I think that civic leaders and others, those in the media, need to really give the message out constantly about the importance of volunteerism to build strong communities. The other thing I think that is changing, of course, is climate, and climate change will have a big impact around St John's operations across the world, there's no doubt, because of the increasing of adverse weather events that are coming, increased temperatures with mass gatherings, so when people turn out for big music festivals or whatever that might be, temperatures are getting hotter. That means things like heat stroke and heat exhaustion and so on, fun runs, all of those sorts of things happening in environments where the weather is getting warmer. So I think climate change will have an impact.